All right. I'm not sure if anyone can already hear me, but try and give it a couple seconds. All right. Whoa. Okay. Gonna try this out. Not sure if this is. All right. I guess it's working. Can everyone hear me? That's the main important part. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hey, everybody. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Hello. Live. Yes, I'm live. Hope you can all hear me. That is the most important part. Need confirmation. Please, somebody give me confirmation. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay, so this is obviously my first time live streaming. I have pretty much no idea what I'm doing. A lot of people have been requesting for quite some time that I need to start live streaming, and it was always like I don't know. It was always something very new and weird and interesting to me, so I don't know the exact methodology of doing this yet. But as of right now, I'm going to kind of obviously go through some things. If you guys and gals out there happen to have any questions, please send them my way. I'll try my best to answer them. The stream looks like it's like a rushing water wave. Just like thousands of messages at the exact same time. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. And yeah, also there might be like a bit of a lag when it comes to like the questions as well. So if I don't get to something immediately, I do apologize. Greetings, everyone. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Right. So on to, like I said, this is going to be something different. Thank you very much for the donation, Sean NYC. Do you feel EOS will see all-time high this year? So, okay, whatever. So first of all, I planned on doing like me reading through all the normal news and stuff like that and then kind of going over questions, but I think I'll flip back and forth. It's a bit of a weird setup. If you guys could actually see it, it's my normal screen and then it's like another screen next to me because my computer's crap, so I have to kind of like make do. Do I think EOS will see an all-time high this year? I think, without a doubt, probably yes. Once again, this is all reliant on an actual bull market. But I think since the last couple of months, that what we've seen in the, even just like the cryptocurrency space, there's been so many new extra like pairings and stuff like that. And also even just the news that we got a couple of weeks ago about that cryptocurrency exchange is going to be like exclusively paired, or like EOS is going to be like the base pair. That already tells me, like, I think even before, I don't have the actual prices over. Actually, I have the prices right here. Hold on. Click on EOS. Even from what we saw before, I think EOS's all-time high was 22 or something like that. 21. I can safely say, without a doubt, I still believe that at some point EOS is probably going to hit over 50. That's just kind of how I feel about things. And I can definitely see $100 EOS. It's actually one of my favorite projects that we have going around right now. I'm pretty sure you all should kind of know that. I'm still reading some of the comments. Yeah, exactly. EOS was around 19. Yeah. It's just something about the EOS project that really gets me. And it kind of, when I first heard about it and I first heard about the ICO and stuff like that, it was kind of like, okay, yeah, that's going to be kind of cool. But then you realize like how much money that they have backing them. It's like, I'll put it this way. It would be a bit weird if EOS did not make it after the billions of dollars that they actually have backing them. So I guess to finally kind of get into the news, if you guys can only see my setup, it looks like something from the 1980s. So this I thought was obviously a little odd. Thank you very much, Bugsy2379. Like, I really appreciate it. Like, any donation, you guys are absolutely awesome. You're putting my kids through college. I don't have any kids, but you kind of get what I'm saying. So here it says, right here. Talking at the Cornell Entrepreneurship Summit that was held in NYC recently, Ripple's chief market strategist, his name is Corey Johnson, went on record to say that his firm's suite of cross-border payment solutions could really benefit major retail players such as Amazon with their day-to-day financial operations. So if you have ever paid attention to the Ripple team before, what I think is kind of odd about them is that I never know what their like motives are, as in like, so we've had a lot of situations where the Ripple team has constantly like let out news that I think that they really shouldn't have done. We've seen them even uploading things onto their like YouTube channel that they ended up like cropping and editing and then re-uploading again. It's all kind of odd. So when I saw this, and first of all, this leads me to believe, unless Corey Johnson is completely out of his mind, he is why he wouldn't have mentioned Amazon using their product unless he potentially maybe knew something about it. One can only assume that at some point the Ripple team has probably had contact with the Amazon people, but to kind of say outright that they would benefit from using it, this only leads to like much more hyper speculation. It says at the event, Johnson then went on to elaborate on Ripple's short-term vision to enhance the overall speed and cost effectiveness of global cross-border payments. So-and-so technology. He says, when we look at the $23 trillion that are lying around in Nostro Vostro accounts that are sort of set up waiting for prepayment because money is so slow, Amazon, probably the best capital efficient company in the history of the world, has billions of dollars lying around in accounts to pay employees or the business somewhere because that system of having money is so slow. Kind of weird. All obviously speculation. Thank you very much. I think that says Any Ghost, though it said Amy Ghost. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, I'm really trying to like, because so many people have been, and to be honest, why not? You can all know it. I wanted to live stream for quite a bit of time, but I am, not that I'm not tech savvy. It's just a lot of times I get kind of like flustered and stuff like that. And I was afraid of starting a live stream for no apparent reason that it didn't end up working. Apparently I found a very simple way to do it. So these may become potentially normal every now and again. Let's hope and cross our fingers. I'm going to try and read some of the comments right now. They're like flying by. Yep, I'm actually live streaming. Recap. All we've spoken about so far is that the one of the heads of Ripple named Corey Johnson was talking about the potential of Amazon using their products, which I thought was kind of weird because, I mean, why would Corey Johnson kind of say that things out loud? It's kind of the same exact way with Brad Garlinghouse when he would go into the news and he was like mentioning stuff about what's it called? Like other banks and stuff like that and like other institutions. I'm pretty sure he mentioned, I can't remember the name of the company. He mentioned some major company like potentially using RippleNet and XRP one day. And then like people ask him about it later and he's like, oh yeah, that never happened. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you said all of that. So like I said, I feel like the Ripple team, I think they leak things on purpose. No one actually knows. But I'm pretty sure they're saying stuff that they already know. Thank you for the donation, Stephen McCoy. Very much appreciated. XRP TRX, get you some of that. Not us at work listening. Potentially we'll get in trouble. Okay, if you're at work, maybe put the headphones down. Maybe like minimize me like into a small corner. If your employer is asking you what you're listening to, say something like that's pertaining to finance to help the company do better. That sounds like a good enough thing to tell them. Someone said TRON, the best way to, okay, hollow to the moon. Chat is going completely insane. Day off, no need. XRP to 1,000 by 2020. So maybe, and I mean that in like all honesty. I was listening to a podcast and it's very interesting the things that people have to say about like different projects. Multiple podcasts. There was one I was listening to where this guy was talking about that he thinks that Ethereum is eventually going to go up to 10,000 per coin. And then you have someone else when he was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure XRP just isn't going to make it. And then another podcast, someone's like, yeah, XRP is about to, change the world. And a lot of people don't realize it. And then they were asking them about Ethereum and they're like, yeah, I can see Ethereum going down to around like $50. And I'm like, everyone just kind of has their own thing, if you will. Reading the comments still. Sorry if there's like any awkward silence. I'm trying to like pay attention as well so I can actually answer questions and stuff like that. Oh, thank you very much. It says Johannes Ellis. Peace and blessings. Watching from Kuwait. Holy cow. KNB and KFH is the largest banks here. Kuwait has the highest currency. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, see, okay, when it comes to like mods and stuff like that, this is my first live stream ever. Like ever. So I may eventually have some mods at some point. The one of the major news eyes for today, and then a lot of people may relatively disagree with this. It comes to the fact that apparently And I say apparently with a big A and allegedly. It appears that Ethereum Classic might have had a 51% attack. It says, crypto exchange Coinbase has halted all Ethereum Classic transactions. Holy cow. Thank you very much for the donation. Thank you very, very much. Holy cow. I was not expecting that. Thank you. Crypto exchange known as Coinbase has halted all Ethereum Classic transactions, withdrawals, and deposits due to a series of blockchain history reorganizations on the network. Ethereum Classic saw more than 100 blocks reorganized, quote unquote, during a 51% attack last Sunday. That was like a day and a half, 2 days ago, according to at least two different block explorers, one known as Bitfly or Etherchain and Block Scout. Coinbase said in its post that it detected some 88,500 Ethereum Classic being double spent. Media publication, holy cow, thank you once again. Maestrioani, every morning I'm looking forward to your videos. Thank you for your live streams. You should have more live streams. I think I'm actually going to try. I think it's something that I want to try and keep up with because I like the idea of being able to live stream and actually talk to all of you live as well. Holy freaking cow. Thank you once again. Not so, my gosh, they're flying by. Hold on. Not so sore. Amazing. First of all, thank you for your videos. My question is my thought on Omise Go and it being delayed. Plasma POA, supposed to be live in 2018. Thank you as well to DB Baller 91. Thank you for everything. I do appreciate it. As far as my thoughts on Omise Go, I've gotten a lot of questions like this. A lot of people are wondering what's going on with the Omise Go platform and project. It's still, yes, one of my holy cow freaking A. Thank you, Bitcoin Ben. Love the show. Great content. And please keep up with the hard work. I will try my best. Thank you very much. Very, very, very much for the donation. I cannot stress that enough. Omise Go is without a doubt one of my favorite projects, and I think is going to be this way for a very long time. I tried to mention before, even when I was first starting to talk about Omise Go, the Omise Go team, they release like Q&As sometimes on YouTube. They should have a YouTube channel. I'm not 100% sure, but they do have like a thing where they release Q&As. They have said, and they've stated before, that on purpose, they don't release an enormous amount of news and updates like that because they don't want to hype up the project. They said they want to kind of like focus and sit down with themselves to make sure that everything is completely correct, because what we saw in 2017 was that the market kind of really gets ahead of itself with complete hype, and then when prices were completely exploding in 2017 and subsequently falling in even to like the middle of 2018, we didn't really see a lot of advances in the technology and the cryptocurrencies that we were using. So the Omise Go team has announced many times before that they don't like to hype up their own project, which I think is fairly important. I would, not gonna lie, like a bit more information from them every now and again. Holy cow, we have 840 people here. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all having a nice day. I would like a bit more information from them every now and again, but if you kind of pay attention to them, and I tried to make sure every single time when they are actually in the news to make sure that I'm actually talking about them as well, so we get like a little bit of a snippet of what's going on. Even like a month and a half ago, they were with Vitalik Buterin, and they had like a really weird Q&A. It was kind of weird. They were all sitting on the floor like playing chess together. It was kind of interesting. Anyway, love the project. I'm gonna like it for a very long time, especially because, I mean, to be fair, there have been many other instances with many other projects where they have announced before in the past that they were going to have something, you know, we're going to release this in 2016, or we're talking about releasing this in 2016, and then we end up having a situation where it hasn't been released even in 2018, or maybe even not in beginning of 2019. Coding takes a holy cow. Thank you very much, my gosh, for the donation. Thank you for everything and time you spend in this. I really hope I will get a chance to meet you someday. I hope so. I've thought about going to like major crypto events. I haven't really found like a lot of them recently. A lot of the other ones, side note, have been like very like hypey and stuff like that. I don't know if you've ever seen, in my opinion, what I've gone through before when I thought about going to a crypto event, and they were like the tickets were like 1,200 euros, and I'm like, I'd rather, you know, like, how many days in a hotel you can get for 1,200 euros. Side note, still love Omise Go. One of my favorite projects. I think it's absolutely awesome. Hopefully this looks like, I mean, it looks like we're just maybe going to get Plasma this year. Holy, oh my goodness. I try. I know I upload a lot, but it's because I have a lot to say. Thank you very much for the donation. It says Alamir Sulijnovic. Amazing name. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. Omise goes awesome. Hope to all meet you all one day. I think that might be a bit like of a weird situation. I don't think I can find a venue to house this many people, but who knows exactly what the future is going to bring. It appears, like I said, and this is going to be probably one of the most controversial things that we have in the cryptocurrency space right now. I told you guys before last summer, the way that I felt about the cryptocurrency space right now is that everyone is trying to not show their worth, but like show their strength in the cryptocurrency space. And I think that a way that some people are doing this is that they're trying to attack other chains. So I think it says something right here. Wait, yeah, they stopped it. Oh my gosh. Holy, I have no idea what these numbers are. Thank you very much, Bitcoin Ben. Come to my crypto charity event in Texas. It's $20 to ticket. That is incredibly affordable. That sounds absolutely amazing. My gosh, thank you, Matthew Cardy. Hey, TMI, thanks for the great content. These days, Zilliqa is going amazing. Any thoughts on it? And I will be, thank you, thank you both for the donations. I appreciate it more than you could possibly begin to imagine. Zilliqa, and I will be 1,000% honest with you, is something that I have not looked very deep into, and that's simply because I don't think there are enough hours in the day for me to be able to do everything. So like, as far as like, I told you guys, I try to focus on between like 12 to 15 different coins. And there are constantly so many other coins. And I feel like when I listen to podcasts like that and they have these people on their podcast and they're talking about these like amazing things that they're like creating and stuff, my brain doesn't have the time to be able to like deal with like 50 different coins. Like even like Holochain, Zilliqa, like I see all the like Waves, I see all these other projects. It's more like, I mean, I'll put it to you this way. I don't have enough money to go around to be able to put into all these projects. And I feel like in certain situations, I don't want to spread myself too thin to be able to like have, you know, $5 here and $5 here and $7 there and so and so. I don't know. It's a very odd situation where I feel like there are far too many projects to really pay attention to all of them at the exact same time. This is why I always make sure to announce to do your own research, because even the projects that I'm talking about, there are at least 20 to 25 other projects that are out there right now that are going to probably make a lot of people a lot of money, especially when we have another bull market. So I do apologize when I can't really cover everything. It's more like there's a lot of stuff going on. As far as I'm seeing the comments right now. As far as like podcasts and stuff like that, I had another video that I made a couple of months ago where I was talking about the actual podcast that I listened to. I don't care for all of her opinions, but I still listen to her. Laura Shin, she has Unconfirmed and Unchanged. There's ICO Alert that I also listen to. I think there's one called What Bitcoin Did. If you type in like Bitcoin into like your search thing, there's a couple of them that kind of come out really good. There was, what was the other one? It was like a purple logo. I'll try and make another like updated video, because what I've seen as well during the last 2 or 3 months, a lot of the podcasts that I used to listen to as well have completely diminished. A lot of people, I think the bear market really got to them and they just completely stopped making podcasts, which is a complete shame. Like I like also getting crypto news from other places, because once again, I don't know everything. So I like to absorb as much from every other angle as possible. But I guess a lot of people, maybe they had other stuff to do. Maybe they have some stuff that we just don't know about. Read through the comments. Is 50,000 XRP enough? Unless you're trying to like build a moon base, I think 50,000 XRP is enough. I realistically think, and this is, okay, like for my own thing, thank you very much for the donation. It says Illy Noisy. Shout out to you, TMI. Seriously, you almost compared something to DBZ once in the video and stopped not knowing what it was still haunting me. I think I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I think it had to do with like really like charging up like the Kamehameha or something like that. And like, you know, like you get to that point, like when you're watching it as a little kid and you see these like superheroes like charging up their attack, and like the moment like right before you know they're about to like launch their attack is like this like epic like split second moment, and then they kind of release it and whoever they're throwing it at completely just becomes dust. I think that was what I was referring to. I can't remember exactly what coin I was referring to, or maybe it was the complete cryptocurrency market as a whole, as far as like preparing itself to get ready to explode. That could have been the only thing that it could have been. I don't think I would have made many Goku Vegeta references or like using Kamehameha unless it had to do with that in cryptocurrency. What is the only... Okay, that's flying by way too fast. XRP is a scam. No, it's not. LOL, thank you, ha ha ha. Not a problem. It's over 9,000. It definitely is over 9,000. Love you from India. Love you too. Why not? I see you talk stuff. I'm sorry for talking fast. It's just when I get really excited, like my adrenaline starts pumping, and I think the only way I know how to like release it is by talking fast. This is great. Everything do, bro. Great. Watching early in the morning. Yeah, it is early in the morning. Good morning to a lot of you. I know it's like, what is it, like 7, 8 in the morning in the States, and like even it has to be like 5 in the morning in California or something like that. Oh my gosh, flying by too fast. Okay, not financial advice. How many XRP is enough? It depends on, and really take this to heart, it depends on what you want in life. For instance, if you have random number, let's say you have 10,000 XRP, once again, random number, and XRP ends up going to $10, conservative number, you will then have, logically, 100,000 US dollars. Is that enough for you? You have to like really, like for me, when I invest in cryptocurrencies and stuff like that, it comes down to how much is enough for me. In my life, what I plan on doing is I plan on investing heavily in real estate. I think crypto and real estate are probably like my two investing loves. And I know personally myself that for around 100,000, I can get maybe 2 studios. They may not be like the largest places in the entire world, but from what I've read before, especially how trends are going, there are going to be a lot of people in the world who are going to be living in studio flats, and studios are very good investments for the future. So it's like, you kind of have to think like what your end goal is. Like, do you think you could survive? Let's say you have 100,000 from the XRP, you sell it, what have you. You end up buying 2 flats, and each of these places gets you, let's say, conservatively $600-700 a month in rent. Is $1,400 enough for you in passive income every single month that you will be comfortable with? These are kind of the questions that I ask myself. So when I invest in crypto, I make sure that I invest in things that I think, me personally, will get me a 5 to 6 figure sum, because I have very big plans. Kind of gonna leave it at that. Oh, thank you very much. Cool. Crypto Tika, thank you very much. Love your wisdom. I try. It's just that like I am very deep into crypto, so this is why I think I am very opinionated, if you kind of want to say that. Sorry, I'll put on slow mode. I apologize. I do apologize. Do I live in India? No, I do not live in India. You can get, so I've lived in a couple places around the world. You can easily get places for like, you can get flats for like 50, 60,000 kind of easily. You can look in like parts of Germany, parts of Italy. You can get it in parts of France as long as you're not in Paris. London might not be it. Parts of Manchester, definitely. Maybe, I think parts of Edinburgh as well. Like you can definitely, like there's a whole bunch of places where you can get these like relatively like non-expensive places. If you live in the States, more so on the East Coast, parts of Florida, parts of Myrtle Beach, parts of Virginia, you can definitely find these places. And these are, I think a lot of people tend to look in like super metropolises and stuff like that. And this is kind of where I think they end up going, not wrong, but like you don't have to you don't have to go as hard as everybody else. Like everyone thinks that in order to get into real estate, you have to have $1 million. You don't. Like quick side. Oh, thank you. Thomas McGinty, thank you very, very much. I put you up there with, whoa, that's a lot. I put you up there with Andreas Antonopoulos. Don't tell him that. I love listening to your opinions and thoughts. I don't think he would be too happy with that. Would love to hear some real estate info from you. Thank you very much for the donation as well, Wandering Music. Yeah, so one of the main things I think I mentioned this before in a video far long ago, and I was talking about actually getting into real estate. One of the first things that I did getting into real estate was that I listened to everybody else, and that's one of the things that you probably should not do. A lot of people think that you need tons and tons of money to be able to get into it. You don't. I actually found a place. I won't tell you where because it's kind of my secret spot, and I'm not even lying to you. I promise you. Sorry if you can hear that banging. Those are my neighbors. They're horrible. I found a place for sale, and it was 11,000 euros. And I thought it was going to be horrible. It was 30 meters squared, around 300 square feet. I had someone go over and check it out, and lo and behold, it was actually completely real. The trick is that the rent I was getting from it was, I think, around like 280 per month or something like that. But I did the numbers, and like making 280 a month from 10,000 into my goodness. Sorry if you guys can actually hear that. The point is, there are a lot of ways to make money. There are a lot of ways to get into real estate, and don't be fooled by other people telling you that you need a certain amount of money, because they're usually lying, or they're trying to lie to you and stuff like that. Here in Morocco, yeah, of course, yeah. Here in Poland, it's cheap and cold. I actually like the cold weather. I thrive on cold weather. From Brooklyn, New York? Definitely not from Brooklyn. Brand new 3-bedroom house, $300,000. Where is that? I've been selling real estate for 3 years. Need some advice? Hit me up. Your neighbors are probably watching this. Maybe they may not. I don't think they like me. They do things that they probably should not be doing at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it kind of wakes everybody else up. Yeah. Here in Kenya, you can sleep under a tree for. That's horrible. Actually, wait. Hold on. Thank you very much, John Xavier or Xavier. If there eventually is one world government, just saying, would there be one coin ruling the multiple coins? Just a thought. So there was actually something, I can't remember this guy's name. He was on, oh my gosh, it was on the podcast. I'm going to make another video because I keep forgetting all these things. He's a very controversial person. He's an economist. I want to say he's about 50-something years old. And he was talking about the idea of actually having a one world currency. And his idea pretty much was, he says, we don't have one government. We don't have one company in the world. We don't have one car manufacturer. We don't have one so-and-so. So the idea that there could potentially be one currency only is, I think, something that humans that we find a bit difficult to grasp, because we know, at least from the history that we've had thus far, we've had hundreds of countries. We've had hundreds of currencies. We've had hundreds of so-and-so. Like, there's not just one ruler. There's not just one land mass anymore. There's not just one sea. There's not just one company. There's not just one computer. There's not just one type of phone. So while it does seem logical, he gave the case for and against why this could not happen. And the against was pretty much everything that I just said. The for was, if Bitcoin or some other cryptocurrency does manage to capture an enormous amount of money that's being held in all of these other accounts and stuff like that, then yes, logically it could happen. But he thinks, and many other people think as well, even if you have like the Bitcoin maximalists, as some people like to call them, that we could end up in a situation where Bitcoin becomes so big that people end up using it on a daily basis. However, it may not be the only coin that is going to be used completely around the world, if you kind of get what that means. Like, we may have a situation where Bitcoin becomes completely large, but we still may have 15 other coins that are kind of rolling beside it. Because while it is logically able that Bitcoin could potentially do everything, you can update Bitcoin enough so that Bitcoin can't completely take over the world. It is logically possible, especially if you have 500 side chains. It is looking likely that we will have many other coins with it as well. Right. BTC is king, at least for the moment, but I think Bitcoin is going to do fairly well. Cardano mooning. I actually don't have the prices. Hold on, let me see. Why is everything okay? Litecoin's going up. Cardano it's kind of mooning. It's mooning-ish. It mooned. TRON is definitely, and I was going to get to that in a couple seconds as well. There's not even one internet. Like, there are multiple different internets. Like, China also has their own internet the same way that many other places around the world also. Like, this is how they're able to control certain things. Like, you can shut off the internet in certain places. Ohio is great. BTC's pumping. Kinda. TRON is mooning at the moment. How can we get the likes? I'll give you a moon. Okay. I wonder if ADA is going to have a similar issue later. TRON mooning, like what? Thoughts on VeChain? You are the best. I try. So yeah, anyway, back to what we were talking about. It appears as though Ethereum Classic may have had a 51% attack. Coinbase announced that they were actually suspending things on their platform because it appeared that the chain had been attacked. And the way that it actually wrote it out, let's see if I can find the actual technicals for it. Per data gathered by the firm, which is mandated to monitor the blockchains it supports, approximately 88,500 Ethereum Classic had been double spent, a sum that was around $250,000 at transaction time. Citing data from MinerGate, Nesbit broke each reorg down one by one, doing his utmost to find the extent of the individual attack. Then on top of this, when you announce that someone has attacked your coin or has done something, negative to what you have. The Ethereum Classic team has obviously also come forward and said that it was not a 51% attack. The weirdest part about all of this is, and I'm going to read through it, Ethereum Classic developers have stated that a mining pool evidently claiming over 51% of the network's hash rate was most likely what they call selfish mining. Ethereum Classic devs also explicitly stated in the same tweet that they previously noted hash rate consolidation is not a 51% attack and that double spend attacks were not detected. The tweet revealed a potential case for the recent mining events, attributed the increased hash rate of testing a new 1,400 mAh ETH hash machines by application-specific integrated circuits, or ASH, manufacturer Linsu. So everyone else is stating that Ethereum Classic was 51% attacked. I can only assume that Coinbase and a number of other places have stopped their transactions with Ethereum Classic because of the double spend attack that they are indicating that actually happened. There's a consensus amongst the other networks and the other people in the cryptocurrency space that this did happen. The idea of a 51% attack to your actual project is incredibly detrimental, and this is why I believe that they said no, that this did not happen. We've seen a lot of other cryptocurrencies when they were accused or had 51% attacks before, people left their projects, because if you have a 51% attack, it shows that your chain is not strong enough, especially when you have a situation like they also added that a mining pool had over 50%, which means 51% of the network's hash rate. Selfish mining is not a thing. The point is, this is the major news for today. A lot of people aren't too happy with it. As always, please pay attention to where you have your money, because I think a lot of the other smaller chains... Gotta Watch Crypto, thank you very much for the donation. Let's all throw him something, even if it's only $1. There's going to be 1,000 from me after the next bull run. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. I do appreciate that. I really appreciate it. I can't remember exactly what I was saying. I was looking at the chat. Everything was flying by, and then I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. Cocoa Death Cookie. All right. I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much for your donation. I do appreciate it very, very much. No one knows exactly the specifics for this actual thing that happened, but it appears that something happened against the Ethereum Classic blockchain, at least for right now. The devs are saying that it didn't happen. Let's hope that, if anything, that they find a way to strengthen up their network so that something like this doesn't happen again. Oh my gosh, thank you again. You can go to settings and slow down chat so it doesn't get spammed. Make sure that looks familiar, a mod to handle if you don't want to. I think the chat is pretty okay right now. It was a bit worse in the beginning. If it kind of goes insane, then I'll definitely try and figure out a way to do something, but it seems to be, I can read it now. Like, I can actually kind of go through it. What do you think of BG123? I thought it was fun. I thought it was interesting. Did I believe in it? I won't lie, a little bit. I think I wanted to believe in Bearable Guy 123, but it just seemed a bit, out of control and completely weird. Live streams are perfectly. Your speed of talking matches the speed of the chat room. Look into my charity event in Texas. Love the show. Thank you very much once again, Bitcoin Ben. I do appreciate it. I'm trying to talk at a normal speed, but I can't get my life together. HOT. How can I tip in Lightning? That's a very good question. My prediction for Cardano in 2019. Where's the Cardano price? Where is it? Over here. So I mentioned before, when Cardano was sitting around, what was it, like 2 cents or somewhere? Where was it? I don't remember. Yeah, no, wait, where is it? Anyway, very recently, Cardano was sitting around 3 cents, and I kept on saying I was waiting for Cardano to actually dip down to 2 or 3 cents. I think the upside for Cardano is probably this way. If we have a bull market, I think Cardano probably has one of the best returns that we are going to see in a cryptocurrency project, at least from my standpoint view. I think it says the all-time high here was $1.15, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was $1.20. I don't know if I can actually click onto it. Anyway, $1.15 is totally fine. At a price of, not financial advice, at a price of roughly rounding 5 cents right now, even if we get to $1, that's a 20x. We got to $1.15 on Cardano just based on market hype. This is nothing more than the market actually completely going insane. If Cardano completely manages to build themselves properly, integrate into other things, have proper partnerships, and we have a nice little prolonged bull run of, let's say, even 3 to 6.5 months, I feel like Cardano, especially the market cap here was 30 billion. I think Cardano has positioned itself well enough in the market that we could easily double that and hit 60 billion for Cardano. Doesn't seem like something that would be completely out of control. I could definitely see a $2 Cardano, and I think at a 5 cents is really insane. That's why I was waiting for 1 cent. For people who don't kind of know why, every $1 you put inside, you would get 100 Cardano. You would be filthy rich by the end of that, just to be kind of honest. Hello, Pabs. Thank you for the donation. Any news on Ken? No, nothing recently. There hasn't been anything from them. I don't take that as a bad sign. I think in the cryptocurrency space, we have come to get used to coin creators and stuff like that giving us news every single day. So when we don't have news as often, I think it kind of not ticks people off, but people want a bit more news from their creators. I think Ken as a platform is far too large to not continue to go ahead with Kick is too large of a platform to not go ahead with Kin. I think they're definitely doing something behind the scenes, especially, before we also had the information that they had created 15 apps that were going to use the token. I think 10 of them have already been launched, and we have 10 more that are going to be launched on top of that other 15 that already came out. So one can only assume that they're probably trying to integrate as much as possible. Kin is one of my favorite projects right now. I think the upside is incredibly large. Don't get confused when I say so. I think Kin will do very well, and that's simply because of the previous prices that we've had before. It was 1 decimal place. Let's see if I can even find it over here. Give me okay, maybe just not on here. They don't have Kin on here. All right. That's kind of odd. Maybe they only have a couple hundred coins. Kin was 1 decimal place. Why is it not loading? Can you guys hear me? Am I still there? Maybe just the website? There we go. Kin was 1 decimal place away from 1 cent, and I think the price where it is right now, if you have a couple bucks to throw around, like that money that you kind of invest, you don't really you just won't miss it. There's a lot of money to be made in Kin. I don't know if it'll ever hit $1. Probably not anytime soon. I don't think it'll hit 50 cents anytime soon. Do I think it can hit 1 and 2 cents? Absolutely. And the money to be made there is just completely, absolutely insane. Okay, thank you for saying that you can still hear me. Holy cow, love your vids. What do you think of Vet? Thank you very much for the donation. That's actually a really cool name, Cryptopolis. Vet is VeChain Thor, if I'm not mistaken, right? I hear a lot about this project, and I haven't dug that deep into it. I know it's incredibly popular. I know a lot of people definitely believe in it. I'll be 1,000% honest with you. I'm going to start looking more into VeChain because I keep hearing a lot of people talking about it, especially I hear it a lot when people talk about the blockchain 3.0 type coins, like the new things that are going to revolutionize the cryptocurrency space. I even hear a lot about this on cryptocurrency podcasts. I'm going to have to read into it a lot more. Holy cow. Sky Jumper 84 XRP, thank you very much. Please talk Hollow, your biggest fan. Please, I'm not BG123. Thank you very, very much, Water Cooler James. Thank you very much. I do try my best. Thank you, both of you, all of you, every single one of you. I am not, so I've had, and I'm not joking, and I think it's really funny how life is. I've had people tell me that I'm Bearable Guy 123, that I'm that Riddler guy, that XRP Riddler. Someone sent me an email once, and I think it was a genuine email, them asking me if I was Satoshi Nakamoto. I don't think I'd be able to keep a secret like that, but I do thank you. Someone asked me one time, thank you very much, Jake Dieterman, for the donation. Think about nulls. I have no idea what a nulls is. I'm not gonna even lie. Someone asked me before, I can't remember what it was. Someone asked me before if I was Brad Garlinghouse. I don't know how that happened. I don't sound anything like him. I don't know where that came from, but I do thank you for asking me that. What are you? Thank you very much for the donation, Queen Races. What are your thoughts on Neo and Ontology? Ontology is another one of those coins that I haven't really dug that deep into. To be honest, what do I think about Neo? I personally think, and while the prices were a bit lower, I think when Neo was it was like $6 not that recently ago. I'll look at the prices right here. Yeah, it was somewhere around here. I picked up a couple of them. I don't remember. I think I threw in $100 into it. Not financial advice. It was simply because what we've seen before, as far as Neo hitting 161, like I think prices right now are so horribly depressed. There's a lot of coins for the taking, if you kind of want to say that. Holy cow, everything's flying in. My gosh, you should be on 24/7 listening to you. And thank you very much for your donation, Mr. Schneebly. Awesome name. Thank you very much. My goodness. Holy cow. It's about time, Lab Chat. Here's your help for, oh my gosh. Thank you very much for that donation. Sobuka, that's an awesome name as well. Thank you. My gosh. I am partial. Am I Batman? Yes, I'm Batman. I am pretty sure. I can tell you exactly where the Bat Cave is. Don't tell anyone else when I tell you, but I'll tell you exactly where the Bat Cave is. Imagine if I was Batman, how cool that would be, and I made cryptocurrency videos. My goodness. I definitely like Neo. I think Neo is, how do I say this? I think Neo has taken a back seat to the news simply because a lot of people have been focusing on other coins. I think Neo is, like I said, I picked up some of them. I think the price is far too low right now. When we eventually have, I'm not Spider-Man, when eventually we have any type of bull run, it is mathematically logical that we are going to hit these numbers again. That's all I'm going to say. So when I put my money into the cryptocurrency space, especially right now, even if prices continue to go lower, even if we have any more dramatic dips, I think prices are incredibly low right now, and I think it's just an opportune time to be able to get into the market. There's yeah, that's at least how I feel about it. Once again, not financial advice, but I'm pretty sure you understand exactly what I'm saying. The money's there. Oh, Bitcoin actually is going up. If we can pass by 4,400 in this video, that would be spectacular. Can we watch you drink your tea? Maybe that might be like a special stream. I wonder if 1,000 XRP or EOS would return. It flew by. Would return the most in 2 years. Your thoughts? I think realistically, any altcoin right now that has over a 70-80% reduction in price right now is going to do incredibly well, at least in my opinion. The ones that I think that are going to do well when prices go up, I think Ethereum is going to shock a lot of people. If we end up having the my gosh, what's the word? The updates that they're talking about that we're going to have, I think Ethereum is going to do very well. XRP, obviously. I think EOS is poised to do very well. I think Litecoin, if we continue this momentum, is going to do very well. Stellar as well. I may not be the biggest fan of TRON, but it's obviously going to do very well, especially as time goes on, because I think the former all-time high was 25 cents. It's fairly obvious. Holy cow. Okay. Professor Wally, I'm glad I caught a live stream. I love the consistent content you put out. Would love if you covered trading and botting news sometime. I actually thought about doing trading bots as well. I actually looked into trading bots. First of all, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate it. I actually did look into trading bots and stuff like that as well. And I will be 1,000% honest with you. I used to trade a little bit, little tiny bit. I've stopped because of the ridiculous tax implications. And I am logically, mentally just not really in the mood to deal with all of that. I have a friend who lives in France who helps people with their taxes when it comes to cryptocurrencies. And he told me this Bitcoin trader came to him and was like, can you help me? He's like, yeah, of course I can help you. This guy gave him a stack of papers. It was at least 3-4 centimeters high, like maybe 2 or 3 inches. It was completely insane. And my friend said he helped the guy. But it had every single trade that he had ever done, and it took my friend weeks to be able to kind of get through all of it. So I don't want to have that burden on myself. That's kind of the reason why I have slowed down a little tiny bit on trading. Yeah. I'm reading through some of the comments, scrolling up. It's going to be because so-and-so. Thoughts on Backed. What exactly would you like to know about my thoughts on Backed? That's a very wide, open-ended question. I could tell you about 1,000,001 things about what I think about it. Yeah, you'll be able to buy a new laptop with all these donations. I really though, thank you all. I would love to buy a new laptop. Like it's not the worst laptop in the entire world, but I've noticed like it has like heavy limitations. Like if I have like this many tabs open on like multiple windows, it typically doesn't do that well. So it's definitely probably time to get a new one. Looking through all the comments. So any chance of a recap? I've just been answering questions. We spoke about Corey Johnson from the Ripple team. Apparently said that he thinks that Amazon would do very well accepting XRP, which I thought was a little weird, because why would he mention Amazon unless they were potentially already working with them? Ripple is a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't know why that would pass by his lips unless they had already formed something. And on the other side note was that it appears that allegedly the Ethereum Classic blockchain had a 51% attack, which a lot of people are saying happened, but the Ethereum Classic team has said that it definitely did not happen, and that the people, who initiated it were simply selfish mining. Right. Continue scrolling down. What's my day job? So I used to do, if you want to know, I used to sell on eBay. I started out selling like coats and clothing and sneakers and so, and then I got into like selling like collectibles, as far as like toys and figures and stuff like that, because they were fairly easy for me to acquire. And then I got into selling comic books, and that was like my full-time job for quite a while, until I got into cryptocurrencies. And I think I spend too much time on cryptocurrencies that I can't not focus on it. So cryptocurrencies has pretty much become my full-time job, more or less. Like I'm drowning in crypto is kind of all I do. Thoughts on Litecoin? What exactly would you like to know about my thoughts on Litecoin? Hold on, still scrolling down. Someone said TMI, don't go. I haven't gone anywhere unless you know something about my life. I hope I don't go. Is 8K XRP enough? If you believe in your heart that XRP is going to hit $10 at some point, and you are comfortable with having 80,000 US dollars, is that enough for you? It's enough for me. I mean, I could do a good amount with that. EOS or Cardano, both. But I see no reason to choose either EOS or Cardano. Like, absolutely no reason. I think they're each in their own lane, and I think they're both going to do very, very well as time goes on. Just the amount of hype behind both of them, and the amount of partnerships they're getting, I think that the sky's the limit for both of them. Litecoin will blow past EOS and Bitcoin Cash. Possible. I don't see why not. Just seeing this right now. Thank you very much, Omar Payamps. My morning dose. Thank you. The other day you said you spent most of the day listening to crypto. I felt that. Yeah, that alone is a full-time job. It's actually kind of insane. You'll like vet then maybe, as I've heard really good things about it. It's more like I try to focus on certain things individually, so I can't really always do a whole bunch of stuff like that. When is back to launching? That's a very good question. That's something I think we would all like to know. It appears they said it's supposed to be the end of this month, but with the U.S. government shutdown, it might be a bit longer. Can I get your email? I had an email. I had like a Q&A email. I don't really use it that much anymore because some of the questions were just a bit intense and some of them got kind of personal. Any news on Fidelity? Nothing recently. How many hours do you spend on crypto in a day? From the moment I wake up, I usually make a video. You guys know that. I go outside, go to the supermarket to go get food. I listen to a crypto podcasts, come back home, look for more news, make either 2 or 3 videos in a day. And then before I go to bed, I usually try to read like a white paper, or I read some type of like an analysis on cryptocurrency. So it's like all I freaking do. What's my favorite comic? I love Cloak and Dagger. Of course I know Cloak and Dagger. My favorite comic would have to be, that's a difficult one. I like rich characters. So I like Iron Man and I like Batman simply because they don't have powers, but they're incredibly rich and they can do whatever they want. If that makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much, Adam Gonzalez. Sorry to have a lot of money. Oh no, it's like really, like it's I appreciate it more than like really though. Like, thank you so much for even thinking about donating to me. Like it's completely amazing. Thank you very much, Adam. Any ghost. YouTube takes 30% of super chats. You might want to think about using Streamlabs for future investments. I don't know what that is, but I am going to look into that. Thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate it. I've never even heard of Streamlabs, but I will definitely look into that. Somebody wants you to go to America. Thoughts on Digibyte? EOS hit $100 from India. Yeah, I think EOS is definitely going to do a $100 run at some point. 80K is nothing. I mean, it depends on where you live. I mean, for those who've ever been to Spain or certain parts of Spain, it's 80,000 gets you a lot. 80,000 buys you a flat in Barcelona. Can't believe my eyes when I had a live notification from you. Great work, my brother. Love from Florida. Nice to meet you someday. Oh, thank you very much for the donation. I don't know if that's Jesus XRP or Jesus XRP. It's cool either way. Thank you very, very much. This is not financial advice, entertainment purposes only. You got that right. Still scrolling down. Thank you very much, the Tech Geek, for the donation. For the last year, I've watched your videos every day. I even went back and watched your old ones. You're awesome. Have some tea on me. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I have a lot of tea. For those who don't know, I am a tea addict. People have asked me before, and I guess I'll clarify right now for people who are interested in knowing. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything that would be deemed illegal, simply because of life. And I pretty much only drink water and tea. Don't know if anybody really cared to know that, but I hear a lot of people asking me stuff like that. Do you think XRP will hit $100 at some point? Yes and no. I think XRP and the Ripple team are setting themselves up for a $20, $30 XRP. I think XRP would have to be like heavily mass adopted to hit $100. Do I think it's possible? No one thought Bitcoin going from 1 cent to $20,000 was possible. I think anything is possible, especially as we pass by like the $1 trillion market cap. Is 3 million XRP enough? If 3 million XRP isn't enough for you, I really don't know what to tell you. How do you buy Mimblewimble? Mimblewimble is the protocol. It's not the actual coin. There are coins being built on top of Mimblewimble, and at the moment there are only 2 of them. They are Grin and Beam, BEAM, and only Beam has launched, and Grim should be launching in about 6 days right now. Someone called me Moonboy. Thank you very much. I'm scrolling down. If you guys could see me scrolling down rapidly. Thank you very much, Richard Ola. Listen to you every day. Man in the office saves me so much time searching for news to keep up on things. Thank you very much for the donation. And yeah, I notice a lot of people, they say that they watch me or listen to me because I kind of like summarize the news, and like it's actually really nice for me because I understand I've been in this situation before where you just don't have the time to be able to do everything. So I try to make sure that I give you all the news. This is why I also do it like multiple times a day sometimes, because I think it's very important. Like everyone has busy lives. Like people, like you can't spend hours searching for the news and stuff like that. So I do it for you. It's a little my gift to the crypto world. Sorry, reading down. Thank you very much, Bitcoin Ben. Again, my goodness. How do I contact you about doing a joint video? Our fans would love it. I should actually, the email should be, I think it's MA, oh my gosh, what is it? It's like MAQA, MAQI. I'll try to remember as this is going on. I had an old email when I used to do Q&A messages. If you actually watch one of those old videos for like half a second, you'll be able to see the email address. I think it's TMIQA at protonmail.com. That should be the actual email to be able to contact me, as it were. How do you make mind fresh? Like in life? I just live my life. Amazing Fantasy 15 for experience with Spider-Man, of course. Absolute wonder. I'm scrolling all the way down. My goodness. Thank you to the name Fat Man. Thank you for the hard work you do. Thank you for everything that you have done for me. Thank you for the donation. Thank you very much, DJ Defiant, for your donation as well. I'm scrolling down. My gosh, thank you, DJ Frey. Just seeing all of these right now. I'm scrolling down as any words on Hollow. I told you I'll try and get back to that as well, simply because I haven't looked that deep into the Hollow project, but a lot of people talk about it very often, so I think it's something that I should be looking into. 25 hours per day on crypto. That's more accurate than you even know. Good morning, good sir. Good morning to you. What do you think about Wan Chain's work? Good morning from Samoa. Holy cow. Scrolling down. Thank you very much, Illinois, once again. Make a merch store, TMI. You won't regret it. I thought about it. I really did think about it. Thank you for being the only crypto YouTuber that we don't need to watch at 1.5 speed. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much for your donation. Ticket to the moon. Yeah, and I mean, thank you once. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Bugsy, for your donation. Did you watch Bird Box yet on Netflix? Yes. It might be, I mean, 2019 has just started, but it was definitely probably one of my favorite movies that I've seen in quite some time. It was very interesting. I got a little annoyed at some of the characters in the movie. I won't spoil the movie for those who haven't seen it. But it was something that I would want to watch again. I'll kind of put it that way. I'm actually very much into horror movies and like comedies, so I always watch a lot of those. Yeah, so it says TMI your email address, please. Try and do TMIQA at protonmail.com. That I might restart using that again, as far as like I thought about reactivating or like redoing like the Q&A videos. They just got really intense last time. Bitcoin or XRP? Both. At this point, I think they're both going to win. I don't think there's going to be one coin. I think both of them have set themselves up to be like solidified in crypto. All right, so the chat is slowed down a tiny bit. Thank you all. I mean, if you haven't noticed, TRON has surged in price, and a lot of people think it could be because there is a DApp called Ether Goo that has moved to the TRON network and is now called TRON Goo. And apparently it's like one of the most used dApps that we have out there, and this is why the TRON price appears to be going up. I think it's also a mixture of the BitTorrent news that we had. Still a little depressed that they didn't add the TRON token to BitTorrent, but apparently people in the TRON community have been screaming at me and telling me that they are eventually going to add the TRON token to the BitTorrent platform. I think when we get confirmation that BitTorrent has added TRON as a payment option, whatever the case might be, I think TRON is probably going to have a very nice year. I tried playing TRON Goo last night. It's a little weird. I think you buy animals, and the animals make you goo, and then that goo, the more goo you have, I think you get TRON from it. It was interesting. It was different, but apparently it's one of the most played dApps on TRON, and therefore this is why it was extremely popular. Thank you very much for, I assume that's 00 Kush. Thank you for your hard work and daily videos. I try my best. But yeah, I get, don't think that I hate TRON. It's just that I think the past of TRON still like flies back to me. I think TRON is going to do very well. I don't think it's going to be a fall apart project. I can't get rid of the past. Thank you very much for the donation, Jake Dieterman. Are you a fan of One Piece? No. I haven't even watched an episode. I tried to get into it. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what it was called. I was watching some anime with a friend, and it had to do, it was like these giant monsters, and they eat people, and they walk around, and they break walls. They look like thumbs, but they don't. I can't really explain it. So we were going to start watching One Piece, and then we ended up watching that one, and this is why I haven't watched One Piece, and that was like quite a while ago. Yeah. Give me like half a second. I have to plug in my laptop. Hold on. Think that should have done it. Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much, Jared Mins, for the donation. Like really, thank you though. I do appreciate it. Yes, Attack on Titan. That's what it was called. Attack on Titan. It was completely ridiculous. No part of me expected any of that to happen inside the actual anime. My friend would just like watch it, like see exactly what happens. And the first person that got eaten, I was hooked. It was completely insane. If you had 10,000, what will you invest in crypto? I'll get to that in 1 second. Matt Martinez, thank you very much for the donation. You are the crypto's YouTuber. Thank you. I think that's a compliment. I'll take that as a compliment. If I had 10K to invest in crypto, oh gosh, one of these questions. My gosh. I'll keep it simple, and I'll keep it really, really simple. Let me see. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope. No. Okay. 15. I would do 1,500 Bitcoin, 1,500 XRP, 1,000 Ethereum. That's 3, 4, 1,000 EOS, 5. 1,000 Litecoin. 1,000 Cardano. Oh, this is getting difficult. I think I have like 2,000 left, 2 or 3,000 left. I would do an even split between Omise Go, Qdom, Kin. Oh gosh, I'm going to forget a couple coins that people are going to hate me for this. I'm forgetting a couple coins, aren't I? Oh, maybe BAT. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? I know I'm missing like 2 coins and I'm going to get hate in like a couple of seconds. Thank you very much, Pabs, for the donation. We'll work for you as far as production. Let me know. Thank you for the offer. Do appreciate that. Holy cow. My gosh, that name. C3ZAR79. I suppose it's supposed Cesar Escamila. Thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate it. Ed on Couch. Watch Death Note. Made by the Attack on Titan guys. Also, what podcast do you listen to? Thanks for all of your work. Thank you very much for the donation. I have watched Death Note before. I really enjoyed it. I think I may have only seen like 1 or 2 episodes of it. But I definitely enjoyed it. I saw like the live version of it on Netflix. Did not really care for that. I'll make something in another video about exactly what podcast I listen to, because it's changed. It's changed as time has gone on, because a lot of the people who were making podcasts before have stopped making videos because the market has been going down. And it's kind of like, I like my other side of crypto news to be able to understand exactly what's going on as well, but people have just kind of stopped their content. It's kind of weird. I'm missing BitConnect. Yes, my last 500 would have to go into the greatest BitConnect. Can't wait to lose all that money. Nope, didn't say Neo. Neo's also one of them. IOTA probably one of them as well. Thank you very much. I forgot about Dragon Chain as well. I haven't. I remember there was that whole thing that they were like supposed to be linked with Disney, and then apparently they weren't linked with Disney, which was kind of interesting. I mean, if they have like an official partnership with Disney and are going to be like accepted in their parks, that is a buy. Scrolling down. What's going on, my G? Not much. Don't forget to breathe. Check yourself so your lips don't turn blue. I'm trying not to. I'm sitting next to the window so I can get some air, so I don't completely just pass out. If you guys hear me not talk for about a minute and a half, I've passed out. Just give me some time to get back up. Do I think Ken is going to survive? Absolutely. How much XRP he said? It depends on how much you want. Like, everyone has their own number. It depends on how much you think you need for the future. Like, everyone has their own number as to exactly how much I mean, like, some people out there want to buy tiny houses. Some people want to put a down payment on a house. Some people want to be millionaires. It really depends on how much you want. But it's very important to make sure to as well do your research and also to diversify. There's not going to be just one coin. That's impossible. Make sure to diversify your holdings as well. Disney created and handed it over, but still have all ties to it. That's kind of interesting. When will my grandmother use crypto? That is a very interesting question. Maybe when our overlords force us to do it, or when we get easier wallets and more payment options. My gosh, all the comments. Your favorite 3 currencies by upside potential? At the moment, it has to be. I think XRP has poised itself. I mean, I'm tired of saying the letters XRP, but they've have too many partnerships, too many what's it called? Base pairings on exchanges for them not to do very well. The upside for XRP is just going to be ridiculous. I think EOS is going to do extremely well, and I want to say Cardano simply because the price has been smashed down into the ground. I would have said TRON as far as upside. If TRON had hit an all-time high of like 70, 80 cents and it was around 2 cents right now, that would have been far too obvious. But hitting Cardano being at relatively 5 cents compared for the $1.20 where it was before, it's a bit too obvious. 3rd, 4th, and 5th place, or rather 4th, 5th, and 6th place would be TRON. I want to say Stellar. And I'm gunning for Litecoin, but even right now for like at 41 hitting, I think it was 300 something before where it was before. I think that's like a 9 or 10x. Not bad, but there are a lot more upsides for other coins. XRP is not a cryptocurrency, so I've heard. Thank you very much, Pleesh, for your donation. Great work. Great donation. Thank you very much. I actually put my thumb up to you as if you could see me. Someone named Pero has been asking, how does someone get in touch with you? I would send an email to, oh gosh, I can't remember. It's TMIQA or QA. No, it's TMIQA at protonmail.com. What games do I have on Steam? Not going to lie, I downloaded it. Didn't use it. Pradeep Singh, thank you very much for the donation. Is Ethos a good buy right now? I do not know enough about Ethos to be able to tell you that. I do not. Please always do your own research. It is imperative. How do you see Fun coming out? We haven't heard from Funfair in a very, very long time. The last time we heard about them, it had to be March, April, May of last year when they were talking about that they were getting their certificates from, what was it? Like from the other countries. That I think they were trying to get like a gambling certificate in the UK and some other countries. Since then, they haven't really had a peep. And I can only assume, I don't think that they've, disbanded. I don't know. I can only assume it's because the market is down. A lot of cryptocurrency projects, I told you guys this before, they've completely stopped doing like things on their project. Like they've stopped giving out news because the prices are far too low. Because if you release any type of good news, it'll just be absorbed by the bad market. I definitely still like Fun though. I like the idea of gambling platforms. I think they're kind of cool as far as like making money at least. Litecoin is dead. Any coin that attempts to displace Bitcoin is dead until the space matures. I don't think Litecoin is dead. I just think it's not as popular as it once was. Like Litecoin used to be like it. Like Litecoin was the coin that everybody kind of wanted to have. Can a crypto merge with another crypto? As far as I know, you can have like a really extreme hard fork, and like I've never heard of like a merging of blockchains. I cannot tell you that. Bitcoin is going on very nice. I can't tell you exactly if that's a thing. John Oliver exposed EOS as a scam. No, John Oliver didn't. John Oliver was talking about one of the creators of EOS and thought that he sounded smart, and then was attacked because he really had no idea what he was talking about. If John Oliver was a cryptographer and had created cryptocurrency projects himself, I would have had a bit more respect for what he had to say as far as EOS. But after that, I was like, dude, come on, don't talk about crypto unless you've been in crypto for quite some time. Bitcoin is a store of value. If XRP is going to be a payment method, it won't have the price of other coins. Was that a question? I don't know. Holy cow. Thank you very much, Jimmy Carter. I don't know if that's your real name, but that's the president's name, but thank you very much. What are your thoughts on Hedra Hashgraph? Your videos are the best. Thanks for the content you provide daily to the community. I will tell you right now, I've never heard of Hedra Hashgraph. It sounds like a futuristic video game. It actually sounds kind of cool. Yeah. TMI live stream. Scrolling down. LTC forever. Do you think Wan Chain is a good buy? I don't know. I don't hear that much about Wan Chain. Like if it must have been months at this point where people were talking about Wan Chain. You forgot BTC. Nope, I did not. When I was talking about the 10,000, it was 1,500 into BTC. It was 1,500 BTC, 1,500 XRP, and I think every other coin had 1,000 until I got around here, and then I think every other coin had around 500 in it. I think you're right, Jack. LTC best investment? Could be. What about Nano? Wasn't it Charlie Lee who was boasting about Nano? I can't remember who it was. I think it was Charlie Lee who was talking about that he got into Nano. Grin, do you like Full Metal Alchemist? I never watched that as well. There's just so many things that I have to get to, and I think crypto over the last 4 years has heavily stopped me from even watching things online. Is this audio cutting out? Can you guys still hear me properly? I hope you can still hear me properly. I have to scroll down so much. It might have been because I think I was leaning on the actual cord. Probably shouldn't do that. Alrighty. Okay. I think I got to most of the questions. Okay. So here we go. EOS is also in the news. EOS-based security tokens can be made possible with a new protocol allowing for the creation of digital assets to represent fully legal traditional securities. As recently announced by Ed Silentiviev, The financial securities protocol in EOS will lead to faster, cheaper, and more secure representation of financial instruments. The EOS network has already managed to compete with Ethereum when it comes to building dApps. However, for tokenized securities, Ethereum is still the go-to solution as the network is better known. In theory, any platform that allows for creation of tokens is potentially useful to the issuers of financial securities. In practice, however, some platforms are too unknown or illiquid. Platforms like Neo, Qtum, Stellar, and Waves and others have attracted some token creation, but not on a mass scale like Ethereum. Thank you very much, Jonathan Krause, for the donation. I do appreciate it. These are also platforms that I'm not like hyper obsessed with, but I think possibly have a future. The idea of security token creation is going to be absolutely massive as we go forward in time and space, simply because we are slowly entering a world where we have a lot of companies and institutions who are talking about or thinking about creating ICOs, but ICOs are slowly being morphed simply into companies digitizing their assets and creating security tokens, which pretty much comes down to, it's still like not like an ICO, but imagine just like a coin being built on top of one of these platforms that just ends up launching as a security, which then means in the future they will also be able to be added to financial platforms as well, such as NASDAQ, stock exchanges, what have you. I like Ethereum a lot, but I think Ethereum really has to get it together because we're slowly entering a world where Ethereum is going to be pushed out very fast. I mean, when you have a whole bunch of games moving over to TRON, when you have people talking about all these new security platforms are going to be EOS based and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I wish Ethereum would kind of get it together. Oh, cool. I actually can't see the likes on my actual page. I have no idea how many people are. I see. Okay, I see the people watching, and but I can't see likes at all. Can't really see that. Thoughts on getting another job and losing sleep to buy more crypto? BTC, XMR, XLM, Ethereum. Where do you see Omise Go in 2019? Omise Go has to, so it's the Omise Go team and Ethereum working on launching Plasma. I think Plasma has to be launched in order for Omise Go to really get going, because Omise Go will also be able to benefit from the actual addition of Plasma. And until that happens, I think Omise Go is going to be at the whim of Bitcoin slamming up and down in price. Thank you very much, Roman Gaber, for your donation. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. I said that I thought prices were being suppressed. Can I talk more as to why I think so? It comes down to, I was joking before when I was talking about the whole like tinfoil hat thing for those who aren't native English speakers. A tinfoil hat, pretty much like you give someone a tinfoil hat when they talk about like government conspiracies, when they talk about this is happening, when they talk about, someone's listening in on us, which they are because we know Google exists. I think prices are being suppressed in a number of ways, whether it be people who are or have news outlets who we've heard from before, who are probably into cryptocurrencies themselves, who release negative news. Like, everyone has their own agenda. Like, when you hear things on certain news networks, it's because everyone has their own agenda. Everyone has something that they're trying to push. And I think when you hear negative news about cryptocurrencies, especially from people who are typically not into cryptocurrencies, it's fairly clear to me that they're doing so because they're trying to push the prices of cryptocurrencies down, maybe for their own benefit, the same exact way that we've seen JP Morgan Chase and Jamie Dimon, who is the head of JP Morgan Chase, talking negatively about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And then we found out like a couple months later that he was buying up Bitcoin and some of his employees were also buying up Bitcoin. Fairly obvious. I think suppression can go a number of ways. I don't think it always has to be as ominous as, someone, sitting in a dark castle and thunderstorms and lightning and stuff like that. I think it can be very simple things about suppression, even as far as like Roger Ver talking about how he thinks that Bitcoin Cash is the real Bitcoin and so is not the real Bitcoin. That's also a form of suppression. Like, you are pushing down the price of another asset that you are trying to get rid of, essentially. Long story short, when it comes down to actual suppression, I think it comes down to the fact that, in my opinion, when major financial institutions talk about getting into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, I think a lot of people who aren't normally into finance, maybe the flags didn't go off in their head. NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange getting into cryptocurrencies is probably one of the reasons why we're going to at some point see a $100,000 Bitcoin. A lot of normal people didn't see this, and I think they just assume, especially when you have news that these institutions are getting into cryptocurrencies and then prices start falling down, everyone's like, oh, it's a FAR, so it's completely fake. It's like, no, they're probably being pushed down on purpose. Like the same exact thing where we had from Grayscale, where they were buying and they own 1% of all the Bitcoin in the world. Why would you be buying 1% of all the Bitcoin in the world as prices are going down? They were buying up Bitcoin as prices were going down, simply by buying over the counter. Like if they had bought, couple $1 billion worth of Bitcoin through Coinbase or something like that, the price would have completely exploded. So there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can suppress prices, and it doesn't have to always be like as malicious, but it's definitely happening. 12 dislikes for every time he's mentioned XRP. I guess there's another dislike coming. I'm in my 60s, late to the party, but I'm here. I mean, at least you didn't get here 25 years later. You are still relatively early. Still scrolling through it while live. Yep, I try. What are my thoughts on Elastos? I can't give you any news on Elastos. I was going to say something, but can you see people counterfeiting cryptocurrencies in the future? Based on their protocols, this is something that is not possible. This is why it's such a big deal that Bitcoin has lasted this long, and why we have why Bitcoin's network is so robust. When you hear people talking about the future of cryptocurrencies, especially on television, they'll typically say that one of the reasons why they think crypto will succeed, especially Bitcoin, is because of how large, long, and robust and strong the Bitcoin blockchain is, because you would need to have control over more than 51% of the mining hash rate to be able to do something like a 51% attack. This is where we kind of get this information from. If you have the situation where you can double spend or create a 51% attack on a blockchain, this is when you are actually able to print out more Bitcoin and therefore, I guess, counterfeit, if you want to kind of say that, cryptocurrencies. We do have a situation in the banking sector where you actually are able to counterfeit cryptocurrencies, if you will, air quotes, heavy air quotes, but it's not in the way that people think. It kind of comes down to, quick story, there have been a lot of things in the news that people haven't really, paid a lot of attention to, where we have a lot of, let's say you yourself are a company and you issue 1 million stock in that company, and you give it to a whole bunch of people, say, go sell it. It goes on this platform, go sell it. And let's say you buy up 100 for yourself, but no one knows that you have 100. It's not legal, but people definitely do this. You can sell out certificates and or digital things to other people and say, let's say you have 100 stock and you end up selling it to 5,000 people. How'd you do that? Because you simply created falsified stocks that weren't really there. I can't remember the exact term for it, but it's something that's very rampant in the world right now when it comes to companies. And one of the main problems that a lot of people think that crypto might have is that if major institutions, nefarious ones, get into cryptocurrency, especially get into Bitcoin, that they may get into a situation where they may have bought up 5,000 Bitcoin for themselves. We can see it on a ledger that they have 5,000 in their possession. But at some point when they're lending these out, if they plan on making a debt-based system surrounding Bitcoin, they can then say, well, we have 5,000, but let's lend out certificates as if we have 50,000 Bitcoin. It's not something that you should necessarily be worried about, but it's definitely something that a lot of institutions, I was listening to on podcasts as well, they were talking about it, that they are, this is why we need blockchain to be able to see that things like this aren't being falsified. Thank you very much, James Welch, for the donation. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much, Bugsy2379, for the donation. We need a New York meetup. Any thoughts to travel here soon? That's a very good question. I probably should go back to New York at some point. Maybe relatively soon. I think it would kind of be cool. New York is a crazy place. XRP will surprise all very soon, probably. Would you do a crypto interview with Bitcoin Ben? Maybe. Greetings from Belgium. Hello from Belgium. TMI has listened to what Bitcoin did make you more bullish on BTC. I'll get to that in half a second. XRP is not a crypto. Yes, it is. Appreciate your daily feeds to us. More power to you, brother. Thank you very much. Expasradicus Maximus. Name's intense. you may have all noticed, I've definitely noticed a change in myself as well. It's not that I didn't care for Bitcoin before, but I focused very heavily on Bitcoin's faults and the things that were happening incorrectly or wrong with Bitcoin, as far as like it being too slow, not being used as a payment method. But the more that I kind of opened my eyes and made sure to actually read about all the things that were happening with it, I'm by no means a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm by no means a Bitcoin onlyist or extremist, whatever you kind of want to call it. But it's more like I get it. I understand the use case of Bitcoin. I understand why Bitcoin is important. I understand that Bitcoin only has 5 to 7 transactions per second, which I spoke about in many other videos before. But because side chains are a thing and can be implemented, and second layer solutions are a thing and are going to be implemented, I understand why Bitcoin is important. And I know that probably annoys a lot of people, as Bitcoin is very slow, but without Bitcoin having been born, none of us would be here. So we may enter a future where Bitcoin may no longer exist, where Bitcoin is never, even spoken about anymore, because we have so many other coins and Bitcoin becomes a number 15 coin. But Bitcoin is important because of the road that it has laid out for every other cryptocurrency that we all own right now. It's kind of the nicest way of saying it. Do I think Bitcoin is going to survive? Absolutely. The same with many other coins. But I think as of now, Bitcoin kind of has the name. And I mentioned that before in another videos. Like, you can't really go to your parents and be like, hey, do you guys want some Neo? Do you guys want some Hollow VeChain Thor? People are going to look at you like you're completely crazy, but they have heard of Bitcoin in the news. And this gives us like that path to heavy adoption, if you say that. Sorry, my gosh. If you haven't noticed, I think I've been talking for quite a long time. I have no idea at this point anymore. Kind of just going with the flow. Do you think that CoinMarketCap may be a flawed metric for cryptocurrencies? I've heard all type of things based on like CoinMarketCap, the other market things, as far as like showing cryptocurrencies with their circulating supply and not showing it with their circulating supply. I think it's all kind of a mess right now. And this is one of the other reasons why I said I think it would be very appropriate if crypto got itself together and kind of unified their idea as to what constitutes the actual crypto market caps for cryptocurrencies, simply because when Wall Street, and I mean really gets into crypto, they're going to have their own metrics. And as of right now, when you look at like Yahoo and stuff like that, Yahoo has their own metrics as to exactly how prices are. And I know even as Ethereum passed by XRP on a couple of other websites, it was still the number 2. XRP was still the number 2 coin on Yahoo and many other places. The way that it's looking like right now, when you look at actual metrics of prices and coin market caps and stuff like that, they're probably going to be using Yahoo's metrics as far as the entire supply of the coins, because it's fairly impossible to know exactly how much is circulating and what's not circulating. Like, you can even kind of say, well, they have those money in those monies. They have those crypto in escrow, therefore they're not going to move. But then you start nitpicking. Okay, I also have XRP and I don't plan on spending it for a number of years. Is that also not in circulation? We know that Grayscale also has 1% of all Bitcoin. I think they have 250,000 Bitcoin. Well, we know that they own it. They're not going to sell it for a couple of years. Is that also not in circulation? So we're going to have our own like crazy metrics at some point. Don't know exactly how they're going to be, but I think a lot of the metrics right now are completely flawed. Like completely. But it's nice that we have a metric in some sort of way to be able to tell where prices kind of are. Modern investor for crypto president. There's a lot of pressure on me. Cardano to help the unbank BTC biz. I have no idea what that means. XRP is not a crypto. It's a giant surveillance machine. Side note, the same can be said for Bitcoin. We've had the US government come forward and say that they want people to use Bitcoin because they can track them. I mean, how much more obvious does it get? This is why I'm very much for the all those privacy layers on top of Bitcoin and any other coin, because I think we're going to get to a very weird point very soon where governments are able to track us more than we want them to. Scrolling down. What could Cardano look like in 10 years? I don't know what Cardano is going to look like in 1 year. If Cardano keeps doing what it's doing and actually has like proper partnerships and works the way that they claim that it can properly work, Cardano is probably going to be one of the very largest coins. What I think is very important right now in cryptocurrencies is that I think we've entered a space, and I think we've entered it maybe a bit sooner than crypto was ready for, where, like I've said before, I think a lot of the winners have been chosen. And if you can solidify, there was a podcast I was listening to, and this guy was saying, he said, if you can solidify yourself as a cryptocurrency project in the top 10, you're going to do very well once Wall Street gets into it, because they're going to be looking at the top 10 metrics. A lot of these people don't care what the coins do. They don't care about decentralization. They care about making money for themselves. So if you can create a cryptocurrency that stays in the top 10 and fund managers start getting into it and they're looking to base their funds on cryptocurrencies, they're going to be gauging it on the top 10. This is why top 10 is very important right now. Holy, no way. Someone saying, my gosh, Jack Levy, Levee, said I'm going on 81 minutes, and that was a couple minutes ago. My goodness. What do I think of pineapple on pizza? That made me hungry. I haven't even had lunch yet. I will eat it simply because I eat everything. There's not many things that I won't eat, except for like, what's that like gooey seafood thing that you have to eat like out of the shell? That's like one thing I won't eat. That and Brussels sprouts. I won't eat those. Still big on Golem. Yes, very much so. I'm waiting for news on the other updates that they were talking about that they had coming. I am very much into Golem. I love Golem. I love the idea of a world supercomputer. I think it's incredibly fascinating. Do you still think we will be buying tokenized stocks with crypto soon? Absolutely. That's already happening. That remember yesterday we had news about that that NASDAQ powered exchange, that just launched. They have something very similar to that. GNT Moon. Okay, scrolling down. Thanks for answering. No problem. I'm trying to answer all the questions. Even the people who are screaming at me and saying negative things to me, I still try and answer your questions as well. Why not? Thank you very much, Ross. Oh my gosh, sorry. My eyes are bad. Thank you very much, Ross. I thought it said Roses for the £2 donation. Thank you again, Bugsy. Last question before I have to go. Thoughts on physical silver? Keep up the great work. You asked a very deep question, my friend. Before I got into cryptocurrencies, I was into gold and silver. I didn't collect them, but I really thought about it. If you want my honest opinion, I think the returns on cryptocurrencies cannot be ignored at this point. I think there's a far too much money to be made in crypto for me to even think about touching silver or gold, or even physical silver and gold. However, and I will tell you the honest truth, I think the idea is fascinating. Maybe it makes me feel like a pirate. Not exactly sure what it is. At some point in my life, maybe when I am 40, 50, something, 60, I will probably get into it. At the moment, I think there's too much money to be made in cryptocurrencies, but the idea of physical gold and silver is incredibly exciting. I won't even lie to you on that. What will happen when all the OTC coins purchase? Crypto explodes. I can't really give you an answer to that. That's a very interesting question. Thank you very much, Dennis Kelly, for your donation and your comment. Silver is junk. Some people think so. I just like the idea of it. I love the idea of things like that. Maybe I'm just very like old schoolish when it comes to my thoughts on things like that. So thank you very much, Mel Evans. Are you still optimistic about OMG? Yeah, so recap, yes, very much so. I think you missed the very beginning of the video. I am very much optimistic on OMG Go. It's actually the background of my phone. Not that any of you really care. It's actually like the OMG is actually the background of my phone. Scrolling down. It says TRON is up almost 10%. Yeah, it is. On cryptoprices.com, it's up 12% right now. That's actually completely insane. Holy cow. Yeah. I guess the optimism is definitely there. You know, and it's moments like these where I just wish Bitcoin would push itself up because the whole rest of the market would do it. Scrolling down. Holy cow. Thank you very much, Jimmy Carter, once again. Okay. I see it. I don't know if you wanted me to read this out in French. If you please. Okay, I will find time to try and talk about Hedera Hashgraph. I will try. I will at least look into it. I promise. I will at least look into it. What do I think about ETN? I don't know what an ETN is. If you don't have XRP, you don't like money. I've been told that. Yes, oysters. Yes, thank you, Annalisa. Yes, oysters. I don't like oysters. I don't know what it is. Brussels sprouts as well. Since I was a kid, I remember my mother feeding them to me, and I just didn't care for it. Like I like asparagus. I like every other vegetable. It's just something. Maybe like it looks at me wrong. I can't really figure it out. No, not cottage cheese. I don't think cottage cheese is a vegetable. What's my haircut? Buzz cut. Simply because I don't like the word cheap. I like the word frugal. And I've been cutting my own hair for like 10, 11 years. I went to go get a haircut one time. Not even joking. The guy told me, he was like, the haircut was $12. I'll never forget this. And I remember I handed him a 20 and he looked at me and said he had no change. And I was like, okay, that's totally fine. And I never went back to get a haircut again because I was like, you are not going to rip me off as you're just cutting DNA off the top of my head. That's not going to happen. Thank you very much, Juan Hernandez, just seeing this right now, for your donation. Listening from Chicago. Cheers. Subscribed when you had less than 15 days. Okay, that's crazy. Keep up the good work. What more do you think the crypto community has to do to prove that crypto is the future? I think we just have to unify. I think we really have to get together. And this is really not financial advice, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I think in order to kind of really get it together and to bring the point home, is that people in crypto have to have more faith in their cryptocurrencies that they're investing in. What we have right now, especially when we have prices at 291, 37 cents, 156, a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space aren't even buying these cryptocurrencies at these prices because I think they lose faith in it because the prices are very low. The problem is that the moment EOS hits $30, $40, people in the cryptocurrency space are going to start to FOMO into it as well, because I think when prices are lower, people don't see as much value in it. I think everyone just has to be nicer to each other. Like we are literally fighting against the older system. And for some reason, people in crypto like to fight amongst themselves. It's just completely nuts, at least to me. Scrolling down. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Thank you very much, John Pierce. Holy cow, holy cow, holy cow, holy cow, holy cow. Thank you for your donation. I'll try and definitely keep up my production of everything that I'm doing. I am short of breath. It could be from all the talking. It could be because of the donation. That is absolutely insane. Thank you so much to every single person. I can't say thank you enough. My gosh. Holy cow. Scrolling down, my goodness. Someone said they're raising funds for Save the Modern Investor. I hope I don't need saving. Please tell me if you know something about me that I don't know. Year of Apollo, potentially. The Barber Rift. Yeah, it was the craziest thing. It was like I remember sitting there looking at him, and I handed him the bill, and he was like, yeah, I have no change. And I was like, I know other people are sitting in here. I know they gave you singles. I know you have money to give me back my change, but I mean, he changed my life. I calculated it once how much money that I actually saved from not actually having gone to the barber, and it was like thousands of dollars over the years. So thank you, Mr. Barberman, for all that you've done. What's a pompadour fade? Gets a pompadour fade. Gets me a lot of girls left and right. I've never heard of that. I've only gotten a Caesar or buzz cut. What do you think about Kasha? Is that a singer? Should we knock door to door, talk crypto with our neighbors? I mean, if you have the time, I mean, really go for it. When I have dinner and stuff like that with my friends, I casually drop in, like I'll mention like Bitcoin or something like that sometime. And yeah, I get the conversation going for my friends to think about even getting into cryptocurrency. It's worked a couple times. I mean, not all of them. But yeah. Tulip Trust. I'm waiting for that as well. For those who don't know what the Tulip Trust is, the guy who just created Bitcoin Cash SV, like hitting Cardano, Bitcoin Cash SV, Craig Wright, had announced in like 2012 12, 13 or something like that he had created something called the Tulip Trust, where he claims that he has 1 million Bitcoin. He locked it up into a trust called the Tulip Trust. And apparently last year he was talking about that. One, he said the Bitcoin network has a flaw that people aren't talking about. Two, he said the Bitcoin Lightning Network has a flaw that is going to cripple the network sometime in 2019. And then he also was talking about the million Bitcoin that he has. And the idea is, or was, or the possibility could be that he does actually have 1 million Bitcoin. Doubt it, because he also claimed that he was Satoshi Nakamoto and couldn't prove that he had mined the first block. And this was like very important. I think 13 people have come forward talking about that they are Satoshi Nakamoto, and not one of them has been able to come forward talking about, or rather like showing proof, like actual digitized proof that they were able to mine the first block, because we know that it was Satoshi. So yeah, the Tulip Trust is very interesting. The fact that Craig Wright could have 1 million Bitcoin, probably not true. But still very interesting to think about as we go forward in the year. I'm going to tell Justin Sun to donate to you. I wouldn't mind. I have a feeling Justin Sun doesn't like me for some reason. 0x4 can you news? Not that I've seen. Not that I've seen. How often will you live stream? So, how often would all of you like me to live stream? I actually incredibly enjoy this. Like, I love being able to talk to all of you. I think live streaming might, so I was thinking about redoing my modern investor question and answer thing, but I feel like this is also just as cool. Like, I get to answer you all in live time as opposed to like having to like wait till I get the emails and stuff like that. I think I could be able to do this maybe like 2 or 3 times a week. I think the weekends would also probably be like a really big time where I'd definitely be able to find the time to be able to do it. Let me know what you think, because I really enjoy this. Like, I love the actual movement of the conversation as well. Scrolling down. So someone wrote, "Unbelievable, you are alive," and then they wrote live. I believe I am alive, and yes, I am also live, and I'm still hungry from that pizza comment. I don't even think I have pizza in the house. Scrolling down still. Bear or grin? Bean or grin? Beam or grin? If you want my opinion, not financial advice, once again, I am betting on both. I think that Beam and Grin are both going to do very well. Beam seems to have a more like EOS, Stellar Lumens approach, where they're trying to be like very professional, like be their own company and stuff like that, like for more like institutional use. Grin seems to be a hit with people who are heavily into Bitcoin and like the Bitcoin protocol. So I think that they will also, I think they'll both do well in their own right. Because I think also Beam also has a thing kind of like, I think it's Zcash, where you can like have transactions that can or that aren't as private. I think they're both going to do very, very well. To be honest with you, I like Grin a tiny bit more because I think it's a very weird project. And I like the idea of something that has like the spirit of Bitcoin. I think it's kind of cool. Thank you very much, Ivo, for your donation. Thank you very much. It says, please install Coil so I can give you some drops. I'll think about that. That does sound interesting. What's up with Ethereum Classic? Is it done? So, I mean, where's Ethereum Classic? Oh, where is it? Where are you? I'm shocked that the price isn't actually down a lot lower. I think they may have just done some damage control when it comes to the actual thing that happened. Like I said, other people were talking about that there was a 51% attack. The Ethereum Classic team says that it did not happen. I think it's still a bit of a smudge on their project. However, I don't think Ethereum Classic is going to go anywhere. If they have another problem, that might be difficult for them. Thank you very much, Rainy Steps, for your donation. I think I pronounced that correctly, Rainy Steps. Someone said, it's a scam. What's a scam? Who's a scam? It says, okay, I won't, yeah. It says I have more views than another YouTuber at the moment. Thank you. That's kind of awesome. Do you think BTC or XRP will be backed by gold? I don't think either one of... What do you mean backed by gold? Like, do you mean like the idea that people are going to sell their gold and put it into cryptocurrencies? At the moment, it doesn't seem like there's a narrative around XRP needing gold or having to be backed by gold or people putting their gold into XRP. XRP is going to get a lot of its value from simply being used on a daily basis and having a very high transaction speed and also the coins being burned on the network. But I think eventually people, I mean, it's definitely already started. I can't give you exactly when, who, how, when, why, what, and exactly what time. But people have definitely started already selling their, what's it called? Their gold probably somewhere around the world to be able to buy cryptocurrencies. Just a guess. Scrolling down. Once a week, every day, 24. My gosh. What would a 24/7 stream look like? I think I would just perish at a certain point. You know what? And it's really interesting. I will think about doing an everyday live stream. I'll think about it. It seems like a bit much for my brain, but I feel like I could do it every other day. I think weekends are definitely going to be a really opportune time, but I think there are definitely certain days, like maybe even like a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe like a Tuesday, Friday type schedule. I think I could definitely do it. And yeah, and once a week, I think it's actually a lot more simple than I thought it was going to be. So I think I'll definitely start doing this a bit more often. Weekly, more live streams, please. At least a few times a week. Make a survey. A survey about what? What do you want to know? Make a survey. Make a survey about what? I don't know what that means. Like, make a survey about crypto, about what crypto I want to use. I don't know. I'm scrolling down. My gosh, like a freaking book. All these comments. How do you speak so fast? I don't know. That's a very good question. I've apparently been doing it since I was a little kid. I do speak other languages, and apparently when I speak in those languages as well, I also speak that fast, and I don't know how I do it. It's just something with my brain working too fast. I've heard people say that like what is it? My mouth can't catch up to my brain, so it tries to go a lot quicker. I have no idea what it could be, but it's almost impossible for me to stop it. Like, especially like you've noticed before, if I ever have a situation where I get really excited about something, it starts flying off and I don't even realize that I'm going really quick until I see other people screaming at me that I have to slow down. Thank you very much, Professor Wally, for your donation. It says, if you do Q&A, please consider using services like Slido or some type of polling where Qs can be voted and consolidated LEDGB. I'll look into that as well. Why did Fortnite change their mind? I was going to get into that. That's actually crazy. I was going to talk about that in my next video, but I mean, here we are. I don't know. Apparently they said it was a mistake. They said that what they did, that the Fortnite people actually didn't mean to, integrate or announce Monero into their platform, which is kind of weird because I feel like it takes a couple of conversations between like higher ups and CEOs to be able to even think about doing something like that. So it's kind of weird that they added it and then unadded it. I already thought it was kind of weird that they added Monero before adding like Bitcoin as well. I feel like, I don't know, maybe they're just like really, maybe they also had a hand in creating Monero, so therefore this is why they did that. Veritasium is working on one that is backed by gold. Yeah, there are a couple coins that are actually trying to be backed exclusively by gold. I mean, it's a very interesting idea or interesting product as well, or like the idea, but I've never myself thought about a crypto having to be backed by gold. Do you see fun being adopted by gambling and entertainment by casinos? I know the people from Funfair were recently at a convention where they were talking about cryptocurrencies and all the other certificates and stuff that they were trying to acquire. I think, my opinion, there are a lot of gambling platforms on TRON and on EOS, but I feel like a lot of them haven't really, gotten their paperwork together. So I think a lot of them could be slammed down. It seems like so far that the people from Funfair have been one of the only ones, unless I'm mistaken, who've really tried to get their gambling licenses. And I mean that may do very well for them in the future as far as like being legal and stuff like that, because we've seen what happens when you're not too legal. The government fines you immediately. Okay, scrolling through it. Any thoughts on Nano coin? Not at the moment. I think that's a coin that this guy right here was talking about. Would you be able to announce your live streams? I'm going to work on it. This was my first time doing this ever. It was a bit of a trick trying to get it work at all, and I definitely got it to work. I will try to. I've seen people announce their live streams before as well. I'll definitely try to do that. This one seems like the easiest to be able to do. Maybe I'll just go a bit slower at the beginning of the video so that people can kind of catch up. But I definitely like the idea of doing live streams. Please not on Friday. Why not a live stream on Friday? I feel like it would be one of like the goodest is not a word. Like a good time to be able to do a live stream. 3 times a week is perfect. TMI reality show, not a chance on this earth. I would wipe out very quick. What do I think of Cardano? I think it's incredible. I hope that it actually does what they say that it can do to its full capacity. And if it does, then Cardano is going to be one of the biggest coins. When Bitcoin 100K, when Bitcoin on NASDAQ, that's when Bitcoin 100K. Shoot, I missed it. It says Chino 823. What did you miss? I don't think you missed much. How do you buy Beam or Grin? Beam and so Grin hasn't even been released yet. Beam is out. You can mine it yourself on your own computer or with like a mining rig, what have you. But it's on very few exchanges right now. The guy from the Beam team said in a podcast a couple days ago that he's actually he's talking with exchanges right now to be able to get the coin listed on different exchanges. Okay. Someone said, imagine how fast I speak when I've used an illegal substance. That is, yeah. First of all, I assume you weren't here at the beginning of the video. I don't even do anything illegal. I can't even drink soda because my heart starts beating too quick. So I just drink water and tea. You might think I'm joking, but if you saw my kitchen, I have about like 18 different types of tea. Obsessed with tea. It's very healthy for you. I also love antioxidants. I try to stay healthy as much as possible. For those who are wondering, the goal is to get rich and live for a long time. And I can't do that if I am not as healthy as I would kind of like to be. Reading. Someone said, please tell us, are you against Justin Sun and Tron? No, I'm not. It's just that Justin Sun he's posted so many times before about things that really weren't true. And I don't know if it's his age. I'm assuming me and him are very close to the same age. I don't know if it's just he doesn't know how to really use social media, or he thinks that things are partnerships that they're really not. I got caught up in the Tron hype thinking that Tron was going to have all these other partnerships, and they really weren't partnerships. It was more them using like their cloud-based services, or that they had like spoken with someone about something like that. I think Tron is going to still be big. It's just not a project that me myself focus on. Just seeing this right now, I'm very late. I apologize. Thank you very much, Adam Gonzalez. It says you hold back on what you say about crypto sometimes. Don't. We want you to speak your mind, even if it hurts people's feelings. Thanks, man. Big fan. It's not that I don't try to hurt people's feelings. It's just that I don't want to go like on a rampage. Because I do think, first of all, and I'll put it to you this way, I don't know everything. I cannot know everything. I think there are going to be a lot of cryptocurrency projects that are going to do very well that I may just not be speaking about. So me throwing dirt or screaming about another cryptocurrency project that I may not personally like kind of makes me look foolish, simply because I don't know everything. Like a lot of times, like I used to not like IOTA as well, and I made sure I went and like dug very deep and I listened to exactly what the creators of IOTA had to say, or the other partnerships that they were having, and I realized I was like, it's not really a bad project. I was listening to what other people had to say about other projects, and I really had to take my time to dig into these things myself. So this is why when I dug deeply into Tron, it kind of came down to the fact that a lot of the stuff that Justin Sun was saying wasn't completely true. So sorry if I sound like I'm holding back. I'm not holding back. I'm just not as mean as other people. Someone screamed out Cardano. Someone screamed that I love TRX. You're a savant. Maybe I could be. TRX is going to be big. Make a survey. Ask the viewers how often you should live stream. Sorry. Can anyone tell me exactly how long I've been doing this? Because I have definitely lost track of time. Scrolling down so far. My goodness, just seeing this right now. Thank you very much, Alex1407. I don't know what any of those numbers means. It says Aeon 80, 24, 17% until ATH ICX 50, 40% until ATH Nano 344, 7.9. Source Coin Paprika. Which one has the most potential? I wish I could give you the answer that you want. I am quite confused. Actually, give me like 3.5 seconds. I have to turn on the light in the room. Hold on. It's almost nighttime in Europe, or rather in Europe. It is nighttime. Around like 3:30, 4 o'clock, it gets completely dark. So this is where I am right now. It's a TMI Rampage. Do you ever doubt crypto? Sometimes. It depends on if I have like too much negativity. Like, to be honest, if I hear certain things, like if I let myself fall into a pit of negativity, like you can be doubtful of anything. It's usually like a 1%. It's never anything like huge or gigantic. It's always like these moments where everyone has doubts about everything, and you kind of sit there for a moment and you're like, am I crazy for having put money into Bitcoin? Why do I believe in XRP? Like, EOS is very similar to Ethereum. That's similar to TRON. Like, you have these little doubts. Usually my doubt is when I look at it from a logical standpoint and how far that we've come, my doubt tends to go away relatively quick. But I definitely have moments where like I doubt crypto, or that the fact that I'm in crypto, like I think like, am I really into this? Like, could I have higher gains? Is crypto ever going to go back? And I kind of just look to the past, and it kind of, yeah. Thank you very much. Illinois says, last one, can't donate crypto to Valuable. Totally understand. I appreciate anything and everything that you guys have given me. I really appreciate it. Thank you very, 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 very much. Hello from the Netherlands, a Cosmic Girl. Hello to you. TMI, is Paris cold right now? One would assume so. It's winter time in Europe. Yeah, didn't it just snow there? I think it snowed in London as well, if I'm not mistaken. TMI must be in the UK. Maybe. Who's to say? Right. Do I prefer muffins or cupcakes? That's very difficult. I would like a blueberry muffin, and I like, oh gosh, cupcakes are really good though. I'm really hungry. Please don't ask me any more food questions. I'm very close to collapsing. I haven't even had lunch yet. It's 4 o'clock here. I'm not doing too well. Do I work out? My gosh, these questions. If you want to believe that I work out, then you can. Yeah, why am I answering these things? Yes, I do work out. Maybe not as diligently as I should be, but I try to stay as healthy as possible. Someone wrote the word food. Do I still have a mustache? Did I ever have a mustache? What are you wearing? Okay, and that's where it gets it. Okay, guys, come on. Well, I guess I was going to talk about this last thing, but I assume that's probably not going to happen. Charlie Lee was in the news very recently where he spoke about he's now calling people who call themselves Bitcoin maximalists. He's now calling them Bitcoin extremists. He says they think all coins are scams and will go to zero. Maximalists think Bitcoin is and will remain the dominant currency, but there is still room for altcoins to exist and even do well. I think I'm a Bitcoinist. Like, I think Bitcoin is definitely going to be around. I'm not as maximal on anything at the moment. I think a lot of coins have to prove themselves to me in order for me to really want to push my money into them. But yeah, and I ask this in all honesty, does anyone out there consider themselves to be a Bitcoin extremist? Like, you think that Bitcoin is going to be, stop writing pizza, that Bitcoin is going to be the only coin that we are going to have. TMI lives in Paris. Close. Do you like ETC? It's okay. Are you in South Africa? No, but I've had that question many times before. I've actually never even been to South Africa. I've heard it's absolutely beautiful. Someone wrote 8U on Twitter. I assume that's supposed to be, are you on Twitter? I post on Twitter. Stop writing pizza. I go on Twitter sometimes, and I usually like regret after I do it because I usually end up like talking to Coinbase or something like that, or like I say something very snarky when I really shouldn't. Yeah. If you ain't complaining, you ain't getting big business. I don't know what that means, but I agree with it. Thank you. Holy cow! Oh my gosh. Thank you very much, Patrick Young. My goodness. Holy freaking cow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all of you, and I definitely appreciate that. Someone wrote, you guys are petty. I guess because of all of you and all your love, I may be able to get a new laptop. Because this laptop's, I've had it for a couple years now. It's not doing too bad, but I've definitely, you guys haven't been here, but I've definitely had some days where I've had to like redo a lot of videos, or like I've made videos and like it's like file corrupted and all this other stuff. And I sit there looking at my screen and I'm like, come on, man, it's just completely ridiculous. Half a second. Okay, I have like a bit of tea. Give me a second. Can anyone tell me how long the live stream has been going? I don't have the numbers on my screen. Thank you very much, Tyler. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Tyler, for the donation. And you know what? And I'm not even joking. I think I'm going to treat myself, and I'm going to go buy myself some pizza when this is over because of all the pizza comments. I have been, not that you all need to know this, I've been trying to actually not eat pizza because I'm trying to like stay as healthy as possible, just eat tons of like vegetables and stuff like that, but I haven't had a pizza in a very long time. 115 minutes, my actual goodness. TMI lives in Portugal. Maybe one day. I've heard Lisbon is supposed to be absolutely incredible. I definitely do want to go there at some point. Thank you, Dennis Kelly. Pizza Philly sub. That does sound delicious. Don't buy pizza with BTC. I will not. What's my favorite pizza? I like pizza with anything on top of it. I can't really stand like spicy or jalapenos and stuff. Not that any of you really need to know this. I do like chicken. I like sausage on top of pizza. I will eat it if there's pineapple on it. I don't really care, especially right now because I'm very hungry. Yeah, anything with like bread and cheese and sauce and oil and butter, I'll eat it. Good guys. Good job, guys. You've corrupted him, kind of. No Brussels sprouts. That makes me unhungry. Some pizza has vegetables. I've seen that as well. I didn't care for it. Like I had pizza one time and it had like it was like sliced up broccoli and like beans on it, and it was just very odd. It didn't match up with something that should actually be on pizza. The Hunger Games. Yes. The modern pizzanator. Oyster pizza. If it's cooked, I might go for it. I'm a little too hungry not to kind of really say no. I would definitely love a vacation home in Portugal. Food is delicious. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Side note about the whole like buying a property thing. It's definitely possible. If you look into it, it's definitely not. This is not me telling you to go buy property in some foreign land. But there are so many places like there are so many places in the south of France where you can buy property very cheap. There's places in like parts of the UK, like you can have your dream, if that is your dream, in other places in other countries that you kind of want to go to. It doesn't always have to be the same one place that everyone. Notorious XRP, thank you very much for the donation. Do appreciate it. TMI, the best is yet to come. With a garlic dip, that does sound delicious. Beer or liquor, neither. I don't drink. But I will tell you, I like ginger tea, like fresh ginger tea with lemon and honey inside of it. Incredibly good. Will you invest all your tips in crypto, baller? Possibly. I feel like I need a new computer in my life, so that may be the thing. Which crypto YouTubers do you follow? Not many of them. I used to watch a lot of Alex Cobb. I still catch his stuff sometimes. I don't know what it is. I've been so focused on like other things in my life right now. I also have other projects that I'm trying to do, that I'm trying to build up and stuff right now, that I end up barely even using YouTube. So when I do actually end up using YouTube, wow, sorry if you heard that, I burped. Sorry. When I do actually end up using, I think it's because I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm actually very hungry. When I actually do end up using YouTube, it's always for like just something funny to kind of get my mind off of stuff. Thank you very much, Diana Fitzripple. Thank you very much for your donation. So much food talk now. I know, it's ridiculous. It's driving me completely insane. More stars, wine, pundiest poop, ETH price after the fork. You can buy a nice place in Venezuela right now. That's cruel. Going on 118 minutes. Yes, a new putter. I like Cobb too. Yeah, he's not bad at all. And there's some other crypto YouTubers who I definitely do watch. A lot of the times I don't have the time. It's kind of weird. Mac or Windows. Right now I have a Windows. If my budget was a bit higher, I would probably look into a Mac. I like Macs. I like both of them equally. I think they have their own. I think Macs are very sleek, and I think Windows are very, like, if you like have to dig deep into stuff, I definitely yeah, like that. My sleeper coin. I don't know. I think I've told all of you exactly which coins I like. Really like. There's not any that I've like kept a secret or anything like that. Not that I can think of. I can't really think of anything. I'm pretty sure I've told everyone like the truth as far as like what coins that I like. Guys, look at Grin. Why did you leave the US? If you want my honest opinion, and since you guys already know about my life, I left as I was 18, and it was pretty much because, to be honest, I took a trip to Paris as a kid. If you've never been to Paris, please take a trip there. It's absolutely amazing. And I fell in love with it, and I felt that, I don't know, I just felt like it was some place that I should have been in my life at that time, and I'm actually glad that I did, because I met a whole bunch of people. I got heavily into investing. Had a place in Paris. Yeah. No, I'm not in Berlin. No, I'm not in Germany either. Who's saying all these things? Send me the recipe and brand of tea. If I made a video just on the tea that I drink, I think that would be the most ridiculous thing in the entire world. Do you follow Bearable Guy? No. This is the most insane TMI video ever. It's a combination of me being hungry, me just talking and actually answering questions. But yeah, this is what we get during a live stream. This has been mega. I do agree. I love all of you as well. Like really, 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 really though. Like all of you are just completely insanely awesome. Every single one of you. Regardless of where you are, how much crypto you have, you can have no crypto at all. You're all completely insanely awesome. I love every single one of you. I think it's time for me to go eat. If I don't, I fear that I will perish. You can see on the bottom of my screen, it's 16:14 here. I haven't had lunch. It's 4:14 in the afternoon. If I don't eat, I'm going to keel over. I need to eat right now. I do thank all of you, and I really mean it. I hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's absolutely fantastic. If I don't eat, I'm going to have a very hard time. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, guys. I appreciate it more than you could possibly begin to imagine. Oh my gosh, you're all like flying over the comments. I'm like, I waved at the screen as if you could see me. What's wrong with me? Thank you all once again. Like really, really, really thank you. And I'll talk to you all soon. See you.